Hey guys, REPULSE here and welcome back to another video in Biomutant. Now in front of you we have the post-release patch for Biomutant, that is 1.4. So let's dive in and see what we can find. So here is a full changelog for the patch that was just launched. The entire patch will roll out on PC first and then consoles as soon as possible due to the submission process and so on. We'll of course give any update when it is launched there. So right now this patch is currently live on PC, but for console players not so much. Okay, so PC specifics, I don't know. Fixed crash with AMD based CPUs with built-in graphics. Okay, fixed crashed when device info contains invalid display data on AMD based CPUs, so that's pretty much sorted, I guess. Who knows? And then we have tutorial area. In order to improve the pacing of early parts of the game, we've edited dialogues to be shorter. We've also added some more enemies and loot to these areas to better represent the experience later in the game. So what we got? We added more early enemy encounters, added missing loot in empty trenches outside Jagni Fortress. So if you've not picked that up, I would go back to the Jagni Fortress and go take a look. Added item drop chance from Bunker 101 crates. Updated best before memory to decrease the distance between the neons and the pinside tree. I have no idea what that is, but carry on. Removed some parts of the out of date and best before's dialogue to improve pacing. God, that was so long. Those audio cues, I guess. Removed multiple dialogue fragments to shorten tutorial area length. Removed some parts of Goop and Gizmo's dialogue to improve pacing. Removed multiple camera presentations to improve pacing. Okay, so that's the tutorial area done with. Now let's move over to the dialogue and narrator, which everyone wants to kind of tone down this. So let's see what they've done. Reduce the amount of gibberish spoken before the narrator starts translating. Okay, so thank God for that. That was really annoying. Added dialogue settings toggles for gibberish and narrator, allowing players to select if they want to hear the narrator, the gibberish, or both when talking to NPCs. Okay, so that's pretty cool to know that we can alter between both of them or have them both on at the same time. I'm probably just gonna keep with the narrator or probably both, I don't know. Fixed narrations and gibberish playing silently and producing an awkward pause when each corresponding volume setting is set to 0 instead of skipping the sound entirely. Okay, removing the text delay animation when either gibberish or narration is disabled. Now, difficulty settings, I have heard that people want a harder difficulty. I've seen a video where someone's saying like hard difficulty is not that difficult. So let's see what they've got. Difficulty settings. Added extreme difficult settings where enemy damage and attack rate is further increased. Very nice. Fixed difficulty settings not being applied for already spawned enemies. Okay. New Game Plus. Opened up all class perks for New Game Plus games. When starting a New Game Plus game, the player will now be able to unlock perks from all classes. Okay. Settings. Added motion blur slider to the settings. That's really good. Fixed so the camera setting auto adjusts. Player also applies for combat. If turned off, the camera will no longer try to frame enemies while in combat. Okay. Fixed depth of field toggle not being applied in dialogues. That's cool. Now for the big part, this is the items and loot section, so let's get into it. Increased chances that items found have a level requirements closer to the player's actual level when found. Yes, I've had a few pieces of gear that have dropped at level 18 when I am like level 10. So I'm glad that's actually fixed and we can actually get the loot that we want. But player's level is now taken into account, so that's good. Right. Removed common items item loot drops from high level loot crates. Okay, I guess that must be very annoying. Reduce the amount of healing items that the player will find from crates after defeated enemies, sorry. Okay, increased base damage for melee bodies, handles, and add-ons by approximately 5%. Okay, so they've just basically did some 5% stuff, okay. Reduced base damage from ranged bodies, muzzles, and grips by approximately 5%. Okay. Fixed resistance stat not being applied for crafted gear when adding add-ons. Okay. Reduced gear add-on resistance and critical chance bonuses ensures that the quest's diver's helmet will no longer drop as a random loot. Removed slots from all protective suits. Sorry. Sound. Updated melee sound effects across the board. Good to know. Updated mount sound effects. Volume. Cool. Added sound effects from Tribe War. Trebuchet. Cool. Updated sounds when the player lands inside HQ after being launched from Catapult. Okay, I don't think I heard that noise when I landed in the HQ, but who knows. Combat. Alright. Fixed an issue where abnormal high damage outputs due to consumable top mod applying meta damage multiply times during equip and unequip. Okay. Fixed ability damage not being able to inflict critical hits. Definitely reduced Deadeye Sharpshooter perk damage multiplier from 2.0 to 1.25 to ensure that it is comparable to other perks. Cool. Disabled end of combat slow motion camera for short combat scenarios. Yes, I have noticed that I was fighting maybe 1 or 2 people and then the slow motion camera would come in once I defeated the last guy. Adjusted valid angles for combat targets to reduce camera movement in combat. Disabled camera look out when striking character up in the air. Fixed and a few cases where air striking would not complete its last attack. Okay. Adjust speed of some enemy grabs. It is now a bit easier to dodge them in time. That's good. Fixed kick attack from smaller enemies being too difficult to parry. Parry window is now more consistent and enemies can be staggered out of it. Very good. All tribe Sifu and Lupin in the final encounter now react stronger to being parried, allowing players to parry and then counterattack. Fixed issues when tracking on the Jagni staff attacks. First 3 hits will no longer overshoot targets, and dodge attacks is more reliable. Okay. Fixed sometimes spawning double death particle effects on defeated enemies. That's pretty cool. Fixed issue with Pichenuch, I don't know, not stopping in animations. I probably butchered that person's name, but sorry. Fixed larger enemies with melee weapons animating too quickly at slow walking speeds. Adjust hit reactions for morks to melee more available and viable and satisfying to use. Fixed issue with dodge shooting while reloading, not moving the character correctly. Fixed an issue where airstrike sometimes being cancelled. Adjust the range for melee attacks to improve enemy tracking and reduce misses. Fixed an issue where melee gap closer would sometimes overshoot. Okay. Fixed backwards attacks for crush weapons, resulting in a miss most of the time. Okay. Adjusting animations for unarmed and glove attacks to be faster. Fixed an issue where the player would sometimes become stuck underneath large enemies after being knocked to the ground. Added ability to slide underneath legs of titans. Very good. Fixed an issue where the player would sometimes get stuck inside an enemy after a vault or leg slide move. Damn. Fixed an issue where the player would sometimes get stuck inside an enemy airstrike. Not good. Adjust sound and rumble effects for successful parry to improve feedback. Fixed an issue where airstrike would cause enemies to be land very far. Improved aim for jumbo puff when throwing rocks. Now that's a lot of combat to digest. Basically, I think they fixed quite a lot of the things, so that is really cool to know, and hopefully we will obviously get to see a little bit more of that. Anyways, quests and achievements. Fixed game progress not being able to reach 100% due to unavailable quest states within a single playthrough. Fixed back to the roots quest sometimes not being completed. Adjusted tribe war flow to be more robust. Fixed old world gadgets trophy correctly unlocking after finding old world gadgets. That's the quests and achievements done. Crashes. Fixed crash when moving objects between areas using the telekinesis. Okay, seems like telekinesis was actually causing some issues. That's cool. User interface. New weapon Wong Fu is now only unlocked when the player has crafted a new weapon instead of being unlocked when looting an individual component. Added correct fast travel locked message when attempting to fast travel while climbing a ladder or falling. Added mercenary DLC indicator to the main menu. Added dark backdrop to QTE prompts to improve readability or on lighter backgrounds. Moved comic book effects to ensure that the QTE prompt is visible. Reversed hypoxic warning presents value to be constant within other zones. I'm guessing that's your health, your breathing, I guess. Added faded to enemy and friendly markers at 30 meters distance to reduce HUD clutter. Okay, that's pretty cool to know. And moving on to the world. Remove several area objects from Submarina, okay, as they are tied to the Moogie quest. Mog quest could cause confusion. I'm confused reading that anyway. Replaced a couple of NPC tasks that didn't work as intended. Added missing no rain volume to the sewer entrance at all oil fields to prevent indoor rain effects. That's cool. Subnautica station is now fully covered by correct post-process volume. Improved look for indoor puddles. Fixed an issue where the player was able to fall through the world in the Myriad Fortress. That's kind of funny. Fixed an issue where the player was able to fall through the world in the Anakta outpost. I haven't seen them yet, so I don't know. Fixed an issue where big oil planes were possible to walk on. Okay. Fixed oil-filled monsters presentation camera being triggered underground. Fixed an objective for Gutaway 6G counting incorrectly amount of suburb loot. Okay, so there's a lot of suburb loot around. And we're coming up to the end, so this is miscellaneous. Disabled fast travel when jumping from water. Okay. Fix an issue where the unspeakable hand, Wong Fu, could cause NPCs to fall through water surfaces instead of drowning. Cool. Fix an issue where rocket NPC being stuck in air after explosion. Okay. Fix an issue with rocket NPC explosion particles effects popping when being removed. Adjusted freefall duration needed for mounts to trigger hard landing. Fixed attribute check labels in puzzles incorrectly being displayed as loot chance instead of intellect. Fixed initiate jump when using photo mode. Okay. Fixed fireflies not spawning narrations when caught. Fixed child memories being auto-completed when opening photo mode. That's pretty cool. Fixed some doors opening after using photo mode. That's interesting. Fixed smoke from burning villages sometimes being rendered as strips on AMD GPUs. Adjusted default camera pitch up a bit so it's not positioned directly behind the player. Fixed resistance being reset after modifying appearance. Now that is all your post-release or post-patch notes. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully we'll see a lot of these changes being very effective to the game, and I'm extremely happy with the dialogue and narrator one because god, that was so annoying. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more. And don't forget to hit that bell notification to keep up to date with any videos that I will be doing. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Peace.